Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everything in between, welcome to the Bible is Funny card game release party. Thank you for being here. Please give it up for your favorite person and mine, Mr. Anthony Russo.
Yeah! Oh! Where did he come from? That's the magic of showbiz. You didn't see me, and now I'm out here. Hi, everybody. How are you? Woo! Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for being here. This really is just like, I've been looking forward to this evening when we can hang out together. And I wanted to start the whole thing just by saying thank you. Like genuinely and sincerely, this is my hometown. This is my home church. You guys are my people and you support me. And give yourself a round of applause. You guys, you love me. You encourage me sometimes. You love me sometimes. You laugh at my silly jokes. This is like, you guys are part of this. We are here today releasing a card game because of your encouragement and support. So thank you. The project, The Bible is Funny, has been very close to my heart for a long time. And it's always been about helping people bring their creativity and their imagination and their sense of humor with them as they read and learn about and explore the Bible. And I have found, as I've done this, that some people are a little nervous about that. They're like, I don't know if I can do that, or I feel weird about doing that. It's like a little apprehension. And I think if you just will start to kind of explore, start to practice it, it comes a lot easier than you might think. And I just want to walk through a couple examples with you before we get into our podcast today. So the first question I would pose to you is have you ever been to a wedding? Has anybody ever been to a wedding by show of hands? Yeah, we've all been to a wedding. You know this feeling. And if you're not a third generation fundamentalist Baptist, there was probably some dancing at that wedding. Anybody been to it? Yeah, you guys know. Probably some dancing. There's a couple things out on the dance floor that you're generally going to experience at just about every wedding, okay? There's one that is a really odd one. I was trying to quantify it. It's there's somebody at the wedding who's really good at dancing, right? Maybe they swing dance or they salsa dance. They know how to dance. And you watch them and you're all kind of look at this guy. What a good dancer. And no one knows why this person's at the wedding. This is not a relative. This is a coworker of someone, we assume. And they're dancing all over the place. Another thing you'll see at a wedding, on a dance floor at a wedding, is the dance circle. Anybody been a part of a dance, seen this? You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah, you get it. You get dance circle forms. And the height of the dance circle is when the happy couple is in the center, right? And we're all cheering for them and we love it. But then the dance circle starts to fizzle as other people take their turn in the center of the circle and they know one dance move and they're not very good at that one dance move. And it all starts to kind of come off the rails. But the worst part about the dance circle at the wedding on the dance floor is that people are left out of the circle. Now, this is a really traumatizing experience I'm going to talk about, but I've lived through it personally. You're at a wedding, you're dancing, you're like, this is kind of fun, we're having a good time. And then you turn around and you see there's a circle, and you're on the outside of the circle. Does anybody experience this? It's just me that has experienced this? Because it is devastating. I literally will say, honey, grab your things, we have to leave this wedding, because we can no longer be here, we were left out of the dance circle. This is the shame can't be overcome. And then the third thing that I feel I see at every dance floor, at every wedding, is a dad who's just having a really good time, right? There's a dad who's maybe hit cocktail hour a little hard. Maybe we don't know what brought the dad to this place, but he's really getting after it. The dad is just really out there. And we're all cool, man, good for him. That's fun, whatever. But mostly we want the dad to stop. Mostly we'd like him to rein it in. And nobody wants that more than this person's wife. This person's wife is really, really struggling in this moment. And this person's wife is starting a dance circle somewhere else to try to send a message to the husband to just shut it down. And you're asking yourself as I walk through all of those things, what does this have to do with the Bible? But I would point you to a story about David and about a triumphal return of the Ark of the Covenant and David's wife. And just tell me if that kind of changes the way you see the story a little bit. Check it out. David down there. Oh yeah, he mentioned going down there to be part of the celebrations with everyone. Wow, he's really getting after it. Yeah. He is the king of the party. What's this?
he's doing now? The sprinkler. That's one of his go-to moves. And this one? He calls that the moonwalk. He's been working on it all over the palace. At all hours of the night. Oh no, is he okay? He seems to be struggling to move. Yes, he's quite fine. He calls that move the robot. Okay, I'm sorry. Now this move, I'm actually not familiar with. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's something. No, David, no. Oh. David, stop. Just stop. He's so fun.
So that's just how, yeah, you can clap for David. It's a silly video, but he kind of killed the gritty, though. I think we all can agree. A little bit. So that just, to me, again, like I said, this is when we bring our creativity and our imagination and our sense of humor to these Bible stories. You can just like see them a little differently, and you can have a really good time exploring the Bible. And it can kind of change the way you see stories. Like for me, personally, I have a connection with the Bible story. This is something that I don't talk about a lot, and some of you might not even know this about me. You might be hearing this for the first time, but I am a bald man. Yeah, this is a real thing that I have to deal with. This is my struggle. When you go bald, it's like there's a lot of like trust issues that come with that. Like you feel betrayed. This part of you that was connected to you just up and leaves one day with no note, no explanation, no reasoning. And people like try to be helpful, and they say things like, well, you could do like a shampoo, or you could like take a pill that will maybe like stop it from leaving. And then you're like, but wait, why am I putting all the effort into this relationship? You know what I mean? Like, this is a toxic relationship. If I have to do all the work in this, I can buy my own flowers and I can hold my own hand. Thank you very much. So when you go bald, there is this like sort of like traumatic like sensitivity that I think people that have never gone bald, they don't know that feeling. Like, they don't know what you've been through. So that kind of like takes me to this story of Elisha when he is on a journey and he has an interaction with these kids. It just, again, sort of informs the story when I see it through my personal experience. Check it out and tell me what you think.
Get a load of this guy. Hey!
Oh, hello!
What's up, old man?
What's that now?
I said you're an old man.
Old man. Oh, you've got me there. Time is a gift, and I certainly have had my fair share.
Well, where'd you get those robes? At the stupid robe store?
Where's that? Where's that?
I said the stupid robe store.
Oh, got me again. These earthly threads certainly have lost some of their original luster.
You're dumb.
I have much to learn.
Well, you smell.
Guilty as charged.
And you're short.
We all fall short of the glory of God, amen?
Dude, you gotta say something right now. I don't know what to say. Just say anything. We're dying out here. Hey.
Hello, friend.
You're bald.
What did you just say?
Yeah, give it up. A bunch of people got mauled by bears at the end of that story. I don't know why we wouldn't be clapping. I'm not saying I would also call bears on people when they made fun of me for this, but I'm saying I don't know because I've never been in that situation. Another thing that is you may or may not know about me is I have like a really big family. I have 7 brothers and sisters. That's a true fact. There's no Bible joke there. I just have 7 brothers and sisters. I'm one of 8. Does anybody, and this is like led me to this next kind of like journey. Does anybody an only child? Anybody an only child out there? A couple people, yeah. So you know, here's the thing. You're the favorite child, right? you're the favorite child. You're the only child. You get loved on. You get all the like everything's about you. You're the only child. If you have like one other sibling, that's you never know who the favorite is, right? Because it's kind of like a seesaw. So it goes up and down. Somebody does something and makes somebody mad. But if you have like a lot of brothers, does anybody have like more than one brother and sister? Does anybody come from a big? Yeah. So you guys all know. I'm talking to my people here. The favorite child. We all know there is a favorite child. There's a favorite. Our parents have a favorite, and they try to not let us know about it. And the more kids you have in the house, the harder it is to figure out who the favorite is. You're looking for like really nuanced stuff. You're looking for like when we're making pancakes and that one looks right coming out of the griddle. Who got that one? Because that's probably the favorite child. Sometimes you ask for like the Wi-Fi password and it's obviously a birthday. And you're like, but that's not my birthday. It's probably because that belongs to the favorite child. Okay, there's like little clues that you're looking for and you're trying to pick up on. Back in Bible times, they were trying to do the same thing, right? Because as parents, you want your kids to know that you love them all. You just want your kids to know you love them. You don't want them to know who the favorite is, although we all know there is a favorite. But if you look at some of these Bible stories, there are subtle clues, just like our pancakes and Wi-Fi passwords. There are subtle clues in these Bible stories as to who was maybe the favorite sibling. So we're going to take a look at a story from kind of the end of Jacob's life. Pay close attention, maybe take some notes, and see if you can decipher which one of these kids or which few were the favorite.
My sons, I love you all so much. I will now bestow upon you a prophetic blessing. Joseph,
Yes, Father.
you are a prince among your brothers. Their future and the future of our whole family rests on your capable shoulders.
Thank you, Father.
Judah,
Yes, Father.
your brothers will praise you, and you will have victory over your enemies.
Thank you, Father. I love you.
I love you too, son. Reuben,
Yes, Father.
Reuben, you are my firstborn. Turbulent as the waters, you will no longer excel.
Oh. Okay.
Zebulun,
Yes, Father.
you will live, I don't know, by the seashore.
Okay. You thinking like on the beach or just kind of in a general...
Naphtali,
Yes, Father.
you are a doe set free, which bears beautiful fawns.
A doe?
A deer.
A female deer.
Danny boy,
Yes, Father.
you will be a snake by the road.
Sounds good.
Gad, you will be attacked by raiders. Watch out, I guess.
Can't wait.
And last but not least, Issachar,
I'm here, Father.
you are a raw-boned donkey lying among the sheep pens.
Is that more of a blessing or a prophecy?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Talk to you later. Love you guys. Peace.
Yeah. It's a good reminder to be nice to your dad because you don't want to get attacked by raiders. So Father's Day is coming up. You should get him the Bible's Funny card game. Plug. So this is another family dynamic situation, right? There's the multiple kids and the family and the favorite. There's another thing you may have experienced. See, some of these Bible stories, like they're explicit. They're in these Bible stories we looked at, they're all in the Bible. Like you can find them, they're in there. But some of the fun Bible stories to explore are implicit, right? Like we know they're in there, but we don't have like a lot of information about them. And one of my favorite kind of implicit characters or Bible stories is about James, the brother of Jesus. Because I just think like, what a life that must have been for James to be the brother of Jesus, right? Like we all, maybe I don't want to say we all, because I don't know your guys' life yet. Hopefully we can talk after the show. But in my family, my situation, there's usually like a family member that is very like, has a lot of interesting things going on, right? Like there's a lot of attention on this person for different reasons. It can be anything. It can be maybe this person's like a superstar athlete or whatever. You know, for me, for my family, like I had a brother who wanted a bunch of attention, so he nearly died in a car accident. And it was like, we get it. It's not fun. So like everywhere you go, everyone's like, how's Ray? How's Ray doing? Tell us, give an update about Ray. How's he doing? He's an inspiration. He's my reason for living. He's such an encouragement. He's a walking miracle. And I'm like, he's fine. Everything's good. It's great. He is all those things. And his journey is courageous. And hopefully he'll walk again. But also, like I've got stuff going on, you know? Like I'm a side sleeper and I'm trying to sleep on my back. Because I hear that is better for you, but nobody wants to hear that, right? Because you have this person in your life who is more interesting. They have more interesting stuff going on. And you just have to, that's your kind of like role. And you know that, I knew it then. I'm sure James knew it. But it makes me curious just about like, what did James' life look like? Like for example, what does it look like just James hanging around the house with Mary, his mother? Like I wonder what that looked like. So that's what we got going on here.
There you go. Thank you. Just a nice afternoon glass of water. You know I can't change it, right? I know, but I'll just get you a glass of wine. It's fine. Thank you.
This is probably what life was like for James everywhere he went, you know? It's a tough gig. But this is what this practice has been for me. The Bible is funny. And more than anything else, in this particular gathering with all of my favorite people, I just wanted to say thank you for supporting me, for encouraging me, and also just remind you, as I hope you've gotten from the whole project as I've done it, that you are invited in this process as well. Like I want everybody to explore the Bible. I want them to bring their joy and their creativity, everything that they have, all these things that make you happy, that bring you to life. I want you to bring those with you as you read the Bible, as you study the Bible, as you explore the Bible. I think too often we can get in a rut about like the rules of the Bible and all those different things, which are good and important and necessary. But I don't want you to leave out, I don't want anyone to leave out the joy and the laughter and the realness of these stories that are in the Bible. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support now. Thank you for supporting the game. Thank you for putting up with all of my silly shenanigans. And I love you all very much. Woo. We're going to record a podcast now. We're going to record a live podcast, and it's going to be pretty fun. But I'm not going to do that all by myself. I'm going to bring out a couple people. I'm going to introduce a couple people to you now. One of them, this first person I'm going to introduce is my very best friend in the whole world. Sounds like I got choked up there, but really I just breathed wrong. It's not that serious. I love him and all, but it wasn't that serious. This is Tim Wyckoff. He's fantastic. He's like my best friend in the world. Yeah. It's a little early, but it's okay to clap for him now. I wanted to introduce him to the people that maybe don't know him. So I wanted to show you guys a video that Tim and I got to make a while ago, but it's one of my all-time favorites. It's just a little glimpse into what sometimes prayer requests time feels like. This is my introduction of Tim, is this great video we got to make. Check it out.
I feel good about this weekend. If you guys do, we've got a little bit of time. Do you guys want to do prayer requests before I close this out?
Yeah, I need 1 traveling mercies and 4 unspokens and 2 hedges of protection.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my uncle is having surgery, so just bless the surgeon's hands, and also thank you for this food and bless the hands that prepared it. Yeah. How are we not lifting up our community? I would like to pray for our community.
Okay. One community?
Yeah, we just pray that our house sells within 5,000 is kind of all we've got to. Before Easter, too, would be great. Also, maybe to a family in our church, like a young family that's pre-approved with financing. Yeah, if we just lift up my roommate's niece's husband's boss, because he thinks that she thinks that he thinks he might be coming down with something, and it's just a really bad time at work for that.
Okay.
Yeah, pray for my car. The belt's acting up, so I think I'm gonna have to get it replaced.
Okay, so what's the request for?
Yeah, for the car.
Okay, you want us to pray for your car?
Yeah, I guess we just pray for the belt.
Yeah, okay.
Also, I would like to pray for our government.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a praise report.
Ah, that's good.
Praise that my family got into town safely this week, so
Excellent.
kind of a prayer request too, if we could lift up my sister because she suffers from debilitating alcoholism.
Oh. Yeah, we'll pray for that situation.
Hey guys, yeah, if you could just remember my family and I in your prayers. Some of you know we just came into a ton of money, and it's just been a lot. So we're gonna take a much needed 4-week vacation to Fiji, an all-inclusive resort. So if you remember, just keep us in your prayers.
Mm-hmm.
If we could just pray for my cousin's family right now. They were on a vacation up in the mountains, and family dog got out, so he went running out after the dog, and tree fell suddenly and decapitated him immediately and killed the dog too. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot left of either of them when they were found because the bears had gotten to them.
Wow. That's detailed.
Yeah. Even worse, his daughter's getting married next week. He was supposed to walk her down the aisle. Him and the dog.
Oh, no.
Yeah, pretty sad. He was also a ventriloquist. He always dreamed of doing a show at Radio City Music Hall. And he had finally booked one. He was supposed to perform the next day. Really makes you think.
Wow. Anybody else?
They also found a lottery ticket in his pocket with the winning numbers on it. But by the time they put the shreds of his body and the ticket back together, it was too late. Ticket was worthless. So, yeah, just keep him in your prayers.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody else have anything? Yeah.
Yeah, real quick, I'd like to pray for the world.
Okay. Let's pray.
That's him. He's the guy from the video. He's Tim Wyckoff! Give him all your prayer requests.
Hi, everybody. I like that you introduced me on a video that is literally all you. I've been there one time. Anthony is in this video 7, 8 times.
Really shows Tim's
Anyway,
range.
yeah, really.
Roll the tape.
It's really great to be here, guys. Good to be here. Hey, thanks for having me out. Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun. We're going to record a live podcast out here. And Tim, would you tell everybody just a little bit about how that's going to go?
Yeah, if you have ever listened to a podcast, you know that the people on the other end can't hear you when you talk bad about it, or when you pause it, or when you skip 30 seconds forward through the ads. But this is real life. So we're here. We're going to be all here doing the podcast so we can hear you. We can see you when you get up and leave, so don't leave. What we are trying to do is showcase the energy and the funness of what this is at a live event. So, if you think something's funny, give it a little extra boost. That kind of thing. It can be really helpful for the energy that's going on tonight. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great time. You will be recorded. Don't say anything dirty, because that's going to go and live on the internet forever and ever.
Yeah.
Also, there's kids here, so don't do that because
That's
of
right.
them. Anyway, that's it. Anthony, what are you guys okay with that? Are you excited about this?
Yes.
Great.
Feeling good,
Love
Tim.
to hear that. Very, very much love to hear that.
Tim, there's some other guests we're going to bring out to do our podcast. There's some very special guests, they've become very good friends of mine over the last couple years. I'm just so pumped. I feel like a kid in a candy store right now that we get to do all this tonight with all my favorite people and these two people. Their names are Josh and Andy. You may know them from their work on Cool Carl. They make hilarious YouTube videos, have done that for a really long time. And then last year, they started a podcast called Ninjas Are Butterflies. Anybody heard of Ninjas Are Butterflies? So good.
People.
Ninjas Are Butterflies. This is insane. It's not insane, though, because it's well-deserved. They are a top 30 podcast in the comedy genre of all the podcasts. Ninjas Are Butterflies is an incredible podcast. And I think we can get them in the top 20, Tim, if everybody in here subscribes, jumps on board.
Yeah, just hit the like button. I don't know how to do. You just hit like.
The like
Is that what you do?
and subscribe.
Ask the kids.
That's what they're always asking.
Ask the kids how to do that.
You're going to want to subscribe to this podcast, Ninjas Are Butterflies. I got to be on it a couple times. I stinking love it. They're so fun. It's so fun. We're going to give you a little glimpse into the world of Ninjas Are Butterflies in this video. Look at it. Look at it.
Ninjas are butterflies.
Here we are Ninja Butterflies.
I'm not crazy! Sorry, Your Highness. God bless me with two of them right here. Again, I've abandoned my boy! Wow! Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly in Snowdown, one of God's most I can empty your mind. You learn martial arts! Ninjas are back!
The co-hosts of Ninjas Are Butterflies, Josh and Andy!
Oh, yeah! Woo! Hey, who wants a plant?
Who wants a plant?
You want a plant?
Yeah, this guy does.
There you go.
This
This guy wants it. There you go.
Give me a plant.
There you go.
All right.
You guys want
Yeah.
a bigger plant?
Bigger plant?
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it. Plant.
Here we go.
Plant.
Who wants it?
Who wants it? All right, over here.
Oh, let's go. Yeah, this guy right here.
Are we going to toss it? Ready? 1, 2. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
Here we go. Give it up for
Right.
plant.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. We're not leaving until everybody gets a plant.
Everybody gets a plant.
That's what we're here for. We actually just got sponsored by a nursery in Sorrento, Florida.
Yep, Kruger's Nursery.
Kruger's?
Sorrento, Florida.
We're getting big sponsorships.
This is a
So,
real thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so you're welcome for those, but we will be charging them. Every plant you see in this church is
Fake.
available for purchase.
Available just after the show at the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can get,
Absolutely.
and will you sign the plants if they
We will,
bring them
yeah.
over?
Yeah, we will.
For the proper fee.
Yep.
That's cool.
Sure.
Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys we first started talking I want to say 2 years ago when I realized we were all in Florida and we started hanging out and we were doing each other's podcasts and started to become friends. And we now text regularly. And you guys just have become such great friends in my life. And I'm so happy you're here. Can
Give
you
it up
guys
for
clap
friends.
one more time?
Friendship.
This is magic.
Yeah. Give it up for friendship.
Friendship.
Huh?
Woo! Friendship.
Yes.
I want to know, for everybody that maybe doesn't know Josh and Andy, talk to me a little bit about you guys, because your podcast is crushing and it's so good. Talk to me about
It really is.
making
It
content.
really, we're really crushing it right now.
Yeah.
I think that's just, that's not me saying that.
No, it's
That's
not.
just, that's
what,
the United States of America
that's what they
saying.
say.
It's true. I want to tell a quick story. I was here at Calvary Church. I was on stage at one of our campuses, and I was doing announcements so well, by the way. People registered for things in astronomical numbers. And it was crazy. So afterwards, I got off the stage, and it was like a grad Sunday for us, and a student was like sort of hanging around like close by me, and I was like, oh, I wonder if they have a question about one of the announcements I gave, but that doesn't make sense because I was so clear about the call to action and why they should do it. So then I was like, hey, what's up? And she was like, are you the guy who does The Bible is Funny? And I was like, yes, I am. Thank you for noticing. Do you want me to sign something? Or
I don't have a Sharpie on me.
Here? So I was like, yeah, I am. And she goes, cool, I love Ninjas Are Butterflies. And you were on their podcast. And I was like, yeah, I was. Yeah. I do other stuff.
You know who had a podcast before they did?
Yeah. It's just
me.
Right. But anyway, tell our fans here, our friends here, our friends here.
Our friends and
tell
our
our
fans.
Listeners of this podcast later, like, yeah, how did we get to the Ninjas or Butterflies podcast?
Oh man, so Sunday Cool started, the t-shirt company that we work for, started in 2016, and they needed a guy for their commercials to be the head of the face of the company, marketing videos.
Yep.
And
So I put on a sweater and put on some glasses. I said, "My name's Carl." I'm like, "Is that good, Dad?"
And that's what went viral.
He's like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And then
the
we just
first
took
time
off.
you put the Carl, when you became Carl,
Yeah.
were you like, I'm gonna do this for 10 years?
No, dude, we talk about it often, but putting on the sweater was a mistake. Because we live in Florida and
now
we film outside.
It's your signature
primarily.
now.
Yeah,
You can't change it.
it's the worst.
Yeah, and so when he started getting really, really big, and the company started growing, and he needed some help, and so they offered me a job, and I moved from Missouri all the way down here, and then we were just making videos left and right, and I mean, it was almost immediate. We were like, eventually, what's the next step of content that we want to create? And it was like, let's do a podcast. But it took us forever.
A year.
To get
We
get
bought
a name.
the mics, but it took a year because we couldn't decide on a name because we didn't want to be like tied down to one thing.
So Carl with the sweater.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be tied into
We
that
wanted
either.
like open end.
Oh yeah, you learned the lesson from the sweater.
Yeah.
What were the like in the running names before Ninjas or Butterflies?
Man, I don't even know.
I don't know.
We wanted something really random, really just out of nowhere, because that way you can pinpoint what we talk about, and then.
Like peaches are perfect.
Yeah, peaches are perfect, and it's like, but then we were like, the peach community is really going to go after us.
Yeah.
Start mocking
A lot of lawsuits.
Right.
Yeah.
We got some peach people in here.
Peach
No.
people. No.
Oh, I'll stand up for peaches. These other people are too scared. We all love peaches.
He thinks he got a peach tree.
Yeah.
He didn't, I'm
if
sorry.
you water it.
Sorry, sir.
If you water it. Yep. So at Ninjas or Butterflies just hits one day, you're like, that's.
Yeah, it was just
did
the
you
right amount of
workshop
random.
it?
Well, here's the thing.
Were you looking for a fighting style mixed with a animal that comes out of a chrysalis?
It was, so whoever listens to our podcast, I said on our first episode that we wouldn't reveal how we got the name until we were done with the podcast.
Yeah.
But this is exclusive.
Exclusive.
Shut
Are
up.
you serious right now?
But you can't tell anyone!
Good thing this isn't being recorded.
Oh yeah!
You guys,
What if we just censor this part?
Yeah. We'll
We're just
censor it.
on
that
the
would be
podcast.
hilarious. Yeah.
You're not here live. This is all going to be bleeped.
Just feel like jazz music. Perfect. As I'm telling it.
It's just so cool. Like the news about your crushing on Spotify is like kind of fresh, and I feel like so connected to it because like we talked about you doing a podcast about like fake Christian movies, I think, or like murder mystery solving.
Yeah.
Like there was like several ideas before you got to here. And now you guys are doing amazing, and I'm just so proud and so happy for you.
We love doing it, and you inspire us a lot. You do everything so well, and we're just like, we got to be like Anthony.
Yeah.
And then Josh looked at me and says, no, we're going to be bigger than Anthony. And I said, calm down, he's our friend.
Yeah.
And it's
We actually get confused for each other a lot visually.
visually, me and you?
All three of us.
Okay.
All the time. People are like, wait, you're not? And I'm like, no, I'm actually not.
He's one prescription away from looking exactly like you. Like, you guys are mirrored right now.
The glasses.
Yeah. No, I'm not exposing all
I was
your-
like,
the medications
sorry,
you take.
what?
Ever since the incident last year and all the medications that you're having to take now.
big HIPAA violation just took place
That's
right
going to
here.
definitely be blacked out of the podcast. Wow. One prescription away.
I won't tell you which one.
We travel a lot and do like high school camps and do improv and stuff like that. And one of my favorite stories of
It
that.
sounds so cool when you say it like that.
Did I sell it?
Yeah, we just hang out at high school camps. That's fun. You guys are
You
awesome.
just say we travel and we do improv. That's
We
like,
travel.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's very cool. So these high school kids, one time after a show, we're like hanging out by the merch table, which is out there, and you can buy all kinds of things.
Buy it all.
For me and my family, and plants. And we're out there, and this kid's like, comes to Tim, and he's like, "You look like David Beckham. Did anyone tell you you look like David Beckham?" It's like top 50 best looking humans on the planet. And I'm like, this guy is pretty generous with his celebrity lookalikes. Hey, friend, who do I look like? And he's like, he like looks at me for like too long to where I'm like, just punt it. It's okay. We don't have to. And he was like, you know the bad guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks? I was like, yeah, I do.
That's me.
I'm not as generous. I wanted to ask you guys, because like you do like YouTube videos, you crush like social stuff, the podcast stuff. And one of the questions I get asked a lot, and I thought we're gonna sit and gab with all of our closest friends, is like what it's like to create content, specifically comedic content, in a kind of like climate of like cancel culture type things, where there's like some people look at it and they're like, you're just like one step away from like everything falling apart, right? Yeah. So like, how do you do something funny or do something sarcastic or not be like totally terrified that people are gonna take it the wrong way? So I was curious. I get that question a lot. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. How do you approach does that ever factor into?
Well, yeah, there's been videos where we just knew like maybe it was a little too insensitive or just like what's happening in the world. Like, so we had to literally just like, we made the video, we edited it, we had a last minute sermon. We do a series about last minute sermons, and we wrote one about hurricanes. And it's like, and then we thought, oh, this is topical because that hurricane's coming through. And then it like destroyed the Bahamas and like people died. And it's like, I don't think this is worth it. You know, I think we're gonna scrap this one. But there's been times where I think we took the turn. We were explaining kids Bible stories, like David and Goliath. But you know how we just gloss over the gory details,
right?
And you know, so we're like, what if we embrace those and like we make kids like actor, person, character, telling the stories. And it just gets really brutal.
Right.
But then he's pitching it to somebody to buy the show. And then in the show, we're like, wait, no, that's a terrible idea. So saying that it's a terrible idea, like we would never make that video. Of course not.
Right.
But we're going to show it to you that we made it.
Yeah.
But we definitely would never.
We would never
do that.
actually.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez, where's my water bottle? Sorry.
You just take whatever one you want.
Can I
This
have
is your show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, can I
Whose
have
mic
yours
is
as well?
this? Holy smokes. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Nick. That got some distance from me. It's interesting, like, because I know you guys had like a close run-in with, like, you made.
No, we did get canceled.
You what?
We got canceled.
You got canceled for like
It
a
wasn't
product
close.
you made got canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so because it was, what year was it? It was 2020. It was right before COVID. They had a meeting with Lifeway.
Yeah.
Josh and his dad, and Lifeway reached out and said, "Hey, we want to do a new teenage devotional, and so would you guys be interested in that?" And so Josh got super excited. I got super excited, and we're like, "Okay, we have these Gen Z characters that are super popular right now."
Yeah. Who were they? What were their names?
It was Brock. Yeah.
Yeah,
Brock. Josh is one of his genius
Yeah.
characters.
So
and,
good.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so it's that angsty teen that just doesn't care about anything but like loves Jesus. And so it's like, let's do that. So we named it The Word According to Gen Z. And so what we did is we took Bible verses and then we translated them in a made-up Gen Z lingo. So we made up lingo.
Yeah, like grass was moo-moo food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Moo food?
Moo-moo food.
Moo food.
Yeah.
yeah. And what was our heart was our chest thumper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we just made up lingo. We didn't we thought that would be funnier. And so we have the verse, the real verse, and then we have the made-up version. And then we have, a devotional after that.
But we spent a lot of time,
3 months.
We prayed through it, and we spent a really long time just writing it the full devotional, because our whole goal was to get kids like more and more with like reading God's word.
Yeah.
And so like we were very passionate about it.
And we never thought we would do it. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like we never like, oh, we should write a book. It's like no one looks at our videos and like, I bet these guys can write books. And so like it was something that like we
Moo-moo
never.
food. Tell me more.
All right, I'm gonna add another 0 to that check. Lifeway's getting so hungry. And so we built it. We fell in love with it. We got so excited about it because they wanted us to do this Devo. And then it dropped. And we had, like for the first 5 days, it sold out on our website. We sold it a ton. People were really excited about it. It was a big deal. And we went on a conference, online conference, and we were one of the main people they were interviewing about the book and stuff. It was,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really exciting.
Like you're like promoting the book at that point.
Yeah, and it's just
okay.
like we're on cloud 9. This is perfect. And then about an hour or two after the online conference, we get text
No
like,
way.
"Did you see this tweet?" And it was the head of Lifeway saying, "We're pulling these from the shelves, all this stuff, all because of Matt Walsh."
Matt Walsh.
If you guys know Matt Walsh, he's the guy that doesn't know what a woman is. I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what the movie's about. But it's called What is a Woman, so I don't know. He canceled us. We can make fun of him. But so that was like devastating because like we worked almost like a half of a year on it, and it was just tough. And so, but we got the rights to sell it and distribute it ourselves.
Lifeway was really cool through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they gave us the rights and all the everything assets to it where we could print ourselves and
Walsh just created this absolute horrendous mob on Twitter of people who don't know what we do, haven't read it, like out of context.
Right.
And it just got crazy. But honestly, it's probably the best thing that happened. Like I think your dad said it the next day. We were devastated, and then your dad's like, "Honestly, guys, this is the best thing that could have happened to you guys." And we're like, "What? How?"
And then he disappeared. Like you turned around and he was gone in a puff of smoke.
I looked at Josh and I said, "What is he talking about?" I looked back and he's gone.
Just sparkles. He was an angel.
And now you have a semi-truck full of books heading towards your house. Like, good luck.
But it really, though, like you've sold a ton of these, right?
I don't know how many, but yeah, we sold several thousand. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was a really cool experience, and we got super rich off of it, which was awesome. That was the best part about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was such a cool thing, but it was tough being like, because we were so bummed, but it was also kind of like exciting that people were talking about us, but it like so negative. So it was like, I don't know how to feel right now. This is kind of cool that we're trending on Twitter, but also like, at what cost? Like,
Just your dignity.
just livelihood, just reputation ruined,
That's the biggest fear is like that you, when you like literally make jokes about the Bible, for example.
Yeah.
Let me pull that one out
Hypothetically,
of the sky.
you're making jokes
If
about the
someone
Bible.
were to do that, that someone won't look at like the body of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that someone will just like pull this one premise even of like, that guy, that's the guy that makes jokes about the Bible. And you're like, no, not all that, not just that.
That's not the best tagline.
That's not how I would describe it.
Like, let's workshop it a bit.
Right. But I think with y'all, like, your heart for the content you make is so, like, even hearing that story is so cool. I didn't know that story, that you can something. Like, to me, that's the thing, is being vulnerable and being, like, listening enough to go, that's not the right tone. Even if you made it, no matter how far along you got, to being, like, aware and going, like, you know what, I don't think that's good. Are you gonna say something to me?
Well, no, I was gonna make a hurricane joke, and I decided not to.
That's really
And I
good.
thought it'll blow over. It's fine.
Wow.
A lot of people died, man.
I was referencing a different
A lot
hurricane,
of people died.
and it was a hurricane that hit Georgia,
Yeah.
so nobody cared about it. I'm
Really
just kidding, Peach guy. It's fine. Sorry about
Very
you Georgia
personal.
people.
Those peaches never recovered. Where's a peach going to hurricane? I don't know why he talks like that. He's so passionate.
That's just the Georgia accent. It's just that raspy yell.
He's very yelly. He's very yelly. Okay, well, I thought for our podcast that we're doing, this is the Bible's Funny podcast that we're recording right now. Did you have anything? Yeah.
Okay.
This is live?
Oh, shoot. Okay, all right. I didn't know where it was.
Did you have anything to add to the cancel culture conversation before
No.
I come off of it?
No, this is your podcast.
I didn't want to be a rude
I
host.
said the hurricane joke, and everybody got all upset.
It did. Stormed out.
Come on, guys.
A lot of people, man.
A lot of people, Anthony.
Once again, right? Well,
Again, not the one we're referencing. It was a different one. It hit nowhere. It just went up north, left.
Went the other way. So on the Bible's Funny podcast, one thing we like to do is we like to talk through like Bible stories. That's what we do. Tim and I, starting earlier this year, we started going through the Bible like chronologically and going through and like breaking down one story at a time. And I thought this is kind of a cool moment because the next story we're supposed to cover is the Tower of Babel.
Whoa.
connects.
Right?
All
Yeah, they care.
They care. I'm not sure
Like they've
they know
never heard
why they should. Then why they should care? Because 3 years ago when we started hanging out, that was what we talked about. We talked about the Tower of Babel.
That was, I think it was like one of the first podcasts we ever were a part of.
Yeah.
And now look at us.
I scheduled it.
We're here
Yeah,
back again.
look
We're
at
back
us.
Look at us.
They're a top 430 podcast on Spotify, and I have a podcast. So
It's a
we're
really
both
good
still
podcast.
doing
We
it.
all have hobbies, Anthony. We all.
Well, I set up this podcast. I was talking to you. I don't know if you remember this, and you were like, "Can my buddy Andy be on there?" And I was like, "Sure, dude. I don't know who Andy is." But we talked about the Tower of Babel, and so everybody's kind of vaguely familiar with the story of the Tower of Babel. It's a really interesting.
Give it up for Tower of Babel, guys.
Genesis chapter 11, I believe, and it's just like an endlessly fascinating story to me because it's so. Was that? Somebody say something to me? Sorry, thought somebody yelled something.
I thought that was a bit.
I
Did
know.
you hear somebody?
No. It was in a different language.
Listen.
I don't acknowledge all the voices in my head.
Wait, everyone, quiet!
Anthony, look
No,
at
we're
me.
good.
Did you use all the prescriptions today? Did you take all of the prescriptions today? Because if you're hearing voices,
I thought
What?
is there a nurse? Do we have a nurse?
chapter.
Somebody
I thought I
said.
got the chapter wrong, and I thought someone was correcting me, and I was going to receive that feedback in real time. Now I'm very embarrassed.
We'll cut that part out.
That's the best way to get out of any sentence. So you're like, what? What was that? I could have swore.
Sorry,
What were
did
you
somebody
saying?
say something? I can't breathe. Genesis chapter 11, I believe, unless someone wants to shout out differently, is the Tower of Babel. It's super interesting to me because it's only like 9 verses. Like it's
Huge story.
It's such a huge story. A lot of people know it, but it's only like 9 verses long. It's like this kind of short thing. And I got kind of curious. I got a couple of things about it I want to talk about. And the first one is just because y'all go into some like curious things in your podcast. I want to know have you ever done like a deep dive on the Nephilim before?
Here and there.
Yeah. There's the
We
conspiracy
talked about
theory.
it.
Is that the prescription you have? Because I don't have that
Nephilim.
one.
So when the voices come back, you want them to go away.
Skipping through a meadow. Nephilim, twice a day. Now I don't have to go as often.
Yeah, we talked about it the next podcast, next Friday. We talked
Oh,
about
it's
it a little bit.
a future podcast?
Yeah. Next Friday. Or no, this coming Friday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
whenever this comes out, it'll probably be out already.
We just messed with everybody's timelines.
It'll be out
Episode
sometime.
42.
2.
42.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like Inception, guys. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, super interested. I just, there's like curious things like that I love talking about, and tune into Ninjas or Butterflies where they do a deep dive on it. But the Tower of Babel, the story is like all these people are together and they're building this tower to God, presumably, to try to gain some sort of equality. And then their language is confused, and so the building stops and they're scattered all over the earth, is how the story ends. And it's so fascinating. One of the things that comes out that's curious to me is just the uniquely frustrating when you don't speak the same language as somebody else. And there's like that barrier is like its own unique kind of frustration because you're like, come on, we can do this.
You get this, right? You understand. Like, I'll just be louder. Anyway.
That's what you do, though. You're like, do I act it out? What do I do here? I had a story. I don't know if you guys have any stories about dealing with the language you didn't know. Here at Calvary, we're very committed to the deaf community in our community. I'm a writer. We have a lot of like deaf ministries here, and one of my first years here at Calvary, I was running the social media, and my job was to get a picture of deaf VBS. and that was all I had to go on. It was like there's deaf VBS. So I walked into where they were meeting, and they were in like a circle, and I was like, they all like turned and looked at me, and I was like, "Hi, I'm coming to take a picture of what's happening here." This is like my sign language version. Take a picture.
In your blood thumper?
You guys here. They were all looking at me, and the guy leading the class goes, "Okay." I was like, "Great.
Very good.
I'm on a lot of Nephilim. Forgive me." Do you ever have a embarrassing
Nothing
other
that dumb,
language
no.
or- No?
No.
That's great.
We lived in Morocco for a little bit when I was younger, and so they spoke Arabic. And so we're walking around one day, and we had our whole family. We were on a boardwalk, and there was this guy that, started talking with my parents, and we had a translator, just one of the friends that lived there, local. And so he's talking, they're going back and forth the whole time. They're just talking, and it's a very fascinating language. I'm like, they're having a great conversation. They seem very interested in our family. And then when the conversation's done, it took like 3 minutes, and there was a lot of back and forth. So I was like, what is happening? What did he say? And apparently he offered like 50 camels for my sister. And like he was like asking my parents of like how many camels? No. And then I was like, and they're like, so obviously like we said no. I was like, well, hold on.
I mean, did they negotiate?
50 camels.
That's 50 camels. I'm like, I'm not saying we do it, but I'm just like, let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
It's going to impact the whole family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine what we could do with 50 camels.
At least see what you could get his number up to.
Yeah, I want to.
Could it be 70?
Just to help her self-esteem out. Like, I'm
What would
worth
be a-
150 camels, right?
That
Like,
would be a crazy number. Oh, that's fantastic.
didn't you get like swindled in South Korea?
I did. It was on, I don't know what episode it was. We talked about it on the podcast, but I had kind of friends in South Korea. And
Okay.
it was
As
like,
we all
It's
did.
a great start.
I had a best friend and then like friends of his.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they called me, or they messaged me or emailed me, and they're like, "Hey, would you want to be a camp counselor at a summer camp in South Korea for the summer? Like, we'll pay for the flight, we'll housing, everything." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." It wasn't a camp counselor.
Camp was called Soul Care.
Nice.
Very good.
Nice.
Very.
Let's give it up for Soul Care. What? But yeah, I turned into a English teacher in South Korea, and I was like very much held captive. I'm like, I don't want to do. I'm like, I'm not a teacher, man. Like, I thought I was going to do like water balloon fights. Like, can you teach grammar? I said, no, I can't. Like, I'm really not qualified.
Can I go home? And they said no.
You can't. But I did teach science class, and I would just do Bill Nye the Science Guy on YouTube. So
Was it in English?
yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So it was
I
a-
just
it was
was
a
thinking
double
Bill Nye's
They're
Speaking
learning
Dream would be
well.
really
Yeah,
funny.
Listen, this is a.
That's great.
great.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of kids in South Korea that think grass is moo-moo food.
Yeah.
Because of your time there.
Yeah. So there's a big miscommunication.
I love that. Well, we thought we'd do a little activity, kind of about the Tower of Babel.
I like activities.
Because the thing is, you got to imagine that things became more difficult when the language was confused, right? Like they couldn't build the tower. There's like probably they couldn't figure out what their roles were at summer camp. Like there's probably a lot they had to overcome.
I did.
I was intently. I thought you were going to go on about the Bible.
Yeah.
Full
There's a lot they were
connection.
trying to figure out.
Full connection.
But one of the things that would have been tough was solving crimes. It would have been tough to solve crimes at the Tower of Babel when you can't speak the same language. But I think with the four of us, I would like to attempt to solve a crime in the authentic way it would have been solved
Let's
at the
do it.
Tower of Babel. Would you guys mind if we did this? Okay. Here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna send Tim and Josh away. We're going to send them out of the room, and they're going to step outside of earshot out there. So give them a hand as they go. Tim and Josh.
Do this.
There they go.
are we running?
I'm gonna tell you a little bit of how this is gonna go as we wait till they get all the way out, because they have to be all the way out for this to make sense. But what has happened is a crime, a murder, has been committed. Audible gasp. There it is.
Murder.
Try it one more time. A murder has been committed. I am as shocked as you guys are.
I can't believe this.
And we're gonna try to solve this, but we can't speak the same language. Like I said, it's Tower of Babel authenticity version of this activity. So the way that we're gonna do this is Andy is gonna ask you guys for a couple things. He's gonna ask you for a murderer, a murder weapon, and then a location where the murder took place. I'm obviously in the room. There's no magic to that. This is the real me. I'm gonna take those things that we said, and I'm gonna try to pass them to Tim without using any language. I can only speak gibberish and act it out, okay? I'm gonna try to pass that to Tim. Then Tim's gonna try to pass it to Josh, and then we're gonna see if we can get it all the way to where we solved the murder. Does that sound good? You guys feel good about that?
What if we don't?
Then the murderer walks. Are they out? Are they gone? They're gone? Okay.
Okay,
all right,
perfect.
So
what,
go ahead.
first we need a person. Who
was murdered.
Who
This
was
is the
murdered.
victim
So
of
this
the
could be any historical person. It could be a celebrity. Who has some suggestions for a person? Patrick Swayze, Colonel Sanders. You have to let me know which one sticks out to you. What did you say? Kim Kardashian. I think Colonel Sanders would be good, right? That'd be kind of tough.
I like that.
Okay, yeah. Killed by a drumstick. Okay, so now we need a weapon. Okay, it could literally, the more obscure the object, the better. A what? An ox cone? Goad? What is that?
An ox cone, like when it comes back from the vet.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Poor guy. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's a Bible thing. It's what they use to move the ox.
Oh, would that? Is that
I
too? That's a
don't
little.
know
That's
what that is.
What
I
if you,
know roughly
what
that
if you
is.
immediately you just did this motion? And he's like oxhorn.
I got
like that's it. Like oh no. Okay.
Duh.
All right. Okay. An obscure object. Spoon. Peach. Kazoo. Kazoo.
Kazoo's the pointy one?
Yeah, that'd be good, right?
Okay.
Like a kazoo. Okay, we like that. All right, now we need a location. It could be a building, it could be a country, it could be a city. Where? Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Taco Bell. All right. We're having a fast food trend here going. That's perfect.
What was he
okay,
doing there is the question we're all asking ourselves.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Doing
good.
some
Let's do a recap.
undercover boss kind of stuff. All right, so we do have Colonel Sanders was murdered.
Yeah.
And he was murdered with a kazoo at a Taco Bell.
Okay. Now here's the thing. We're gonna you can't shout out any of these things to the people because they're gonna be up here trying to guess. So play it cool, and we're gonna see if we can do this. This is we've never gotten through this fully before, but I think maybe we'll do it today. So we need Tim to come in now. So on the count of three, everybody yell, "Hey Tim!" Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Tim!
Hey Tim!
Tim, please.
They're gone. They left.
They just drove away.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to go that far.
Tim!
Hey Tim!
Tim!
There he is! Give it up for him!
There we go.
Okay.
I went the wrong door. It was the wrong door. A lot of doors. I just
Okay,
tried the one
here we
with
go.
a lot of doors.
We're going to try to solve this murder. Help us do a countdown from 5 to 1, and then we'll try to solve the murder. Here we go. Ready? 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cinema.
Okay. And then what?
Hey, yeah. Oh, they the man. Oh. Is it?
What?
Oh. Dong.
Oh no, kind of couldn't.
Hey! I feel good.
Good Lord.
I feel real good.
I feel great about that
Could
one.
have been the crime unit, the Tower of Babel. We need Josh to come in here. On three, everybody say, hey, Josh. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, Josh!
Hey, Josh.
Josh, buddy.
Josh. There he is.
Another plant.
I have to put these plants back. Here he is. All right, Josh.
Okay, I know what we're doing.
Tim is going to, we're going to solve this murder. The first thing he's going to do is the victim of the murder. This is who was murdered.
Like a name.
You're looking for a name.
Come here. Yes, come on. Come on. No.
Oh, I really felt like I
It's
got
a
it.
guy. Shh, it's okay. And I'm gonna take a. What am I gonna? Ooh, let's. Oh, that's gonna be. I'm gonna. Let me get it. Oh no, shh. It's a secret.
Yes.
11.
I got it.
Hey, you got it. Okay.
There you go.
All right, now this is the weapon. This is the weapon that was used to commit this heinous crime.
No, I got nothing. I know how to play. Bling, bling.
Okay.
Everybody done it. Bling, bling, ching, and look. Hey, but I wanna be. And the kid goes, no, you know how to play. And the kid goes, but I
This is
wanna
the
play.
weapon?
But
Oh.
okay. Hey, well, I don't know. Just ching, 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 ching.
Okay,
And the kid
okay,
goes,
yeah,
no.
Not yet.
Why?
Not yet. Hold
It's
on.
a one.
I really feel like I got it.
So wait,
He
you
wants to
know
make
you
sure you
don't
got
have it.
He wants to make sure you got it.
I got that. I got it at Me?
Oh, I
Yes. Hey, yeah, with that thing.
Yes.
That's a
Oh, yeah.
Got it. All right. Okay. This is the location. This is where the murder happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a little. Roof, roof, roof. I don't know. It's a roof, 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 roof. There's a lot of them. That's
Got
a.
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see.
Let's give it up.
Give it up for Tim. Give it up for Josh. Here we go, Josh. Let's come up here. Let's talk to the people.
All right.
I'm gonna say we crushed it.
Let's start with Josh. Who was murdered? Who was the victim of this murder?
Morgan Freeman. But from Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Morgan is literally a razor thin line.
Is it?
between that and Tim, who did you think was the victim?
Was it Colonel Sanders?
It was Colonel Sanders.
All right.
But when they were rotating Colonel Sanders for a while, I think Morgan Freeman was Colonel Sanders.
Oh, that's
for
a good-
And I
So-
remember in Shawshank there was a bunch of chickens that he herded.
Yeah, yeah.
with the other characters.
No, there was.
The weapon that was used.
It was Jimi Hendrix guitar.
Hendrix guitar.
Yeah.
The sacred guitar.
Yeah.
Made an appearance. Tim, is that what you thought it was?
That was my second guess,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the first guess was a kazoo.
A kazoo.
Specifically a kazoo.
Okay. I mean,
That's what we got.
That's on me.
Tomato,
That's on me.
tomato.
I
Half-half.
gave Jimi Hendrix
Tomato,
vibes
tomato.
to begin with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's my fault.
So
We're gonna go 3 for 3.
Yeah,
I feel.
we got this one. Where
like
did
we-
it happen? Where did it take place?
that happened in Wisconsin.
At Wisconsin.
Yes.
At a Mexican food fast food place.
Okay.
If it were to happen there at a Mexican food fast food place, what place do you think it would be?
That would be a taco stand.
Close enough.
So close.
That's right.
Get taco stand.
Yes!
Get over taco stands.
I knew
That's
it.
what he said is what I thought it was.
Wisconsin? Mm-hmm. Would you really thought it was Wisconsin?
I had no idea.
This part?
I had hot dog.
That's a dead
I heard
giveaway.
hot dog and then a gong, and I'm like, are we in
Yeah.
Asia somewhere? And it wasn't a gong, it was a bell, and it was a Taco Bell.
It was Taco Bell.
Now I know that.
Makes your stomach upset?
I don't know. If you eat Chinese food and it's not good, it's gonna make your stomach hurt. Don't get on me about this. This is not my fault.
Guys, give it up for Josh and Tim and Andy.
We did really good.
We did so good. We tried so hard.
Wisconsin?
And we
What
got
about
so
that was
far.
Wisconsin?
I didn't know. It's not on him.
Dogs in Wisconsin.
Dogs live in
They're known
Wisconsin.
for their dogs.
It was a Chihuahua.
Okay.
He did it low. He did it low.
No, he was up here.
We're here to celebrate the release
Labradoodle.
of this card game.
Yeah.
Yes!
And I thought it might be cool if we played a couple rounds of the card game together. Would that be okay?
Yeah. Is that
Wait,
okay with you
ask
guys?
them.
That's right.
Right, guys.
I only asked you to.
Everyone's like, no.
Who's the best? Whoever's the best shuffler, make sure you shuffle these up good.
Did they not come shuffled out of the factory?
This is the card game.
Interesting.
If you have not seen it yet, there's some on some of your tables. This is what it looks like. Ooh. Ah. So here's a little bit of a confusing part. So these are the prompt cards. There's two options.
What?
There's a top option and a
Two.
bottom option. This is your choice. If you are the prompt person, the theologian, as I call it in the rules, you get to choose. Annie, you pick which rules we're playing by, and we'll decide who goes first. here.
Okay, we have, let's see here. Let's go rule number 5, David's rules. The best dancer goes first.
Well, that's Josh.
That's Josh?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Watch this.
Game, set,
Pretty
match.
good, guys.
Was that Taco Bell?
That was.
That was Taco Bell?
Yeah.
I thought I did a pretty good Taco Bell.
Well, I get it now.
And then I tried to incorporate the Chihuahua, and I realized.
Yeah, that kind of threw everybody off with the hot dog thing.
Yeah, that
Thought we were
wasn't
eating a hot dog that was an actual dog.
That wasn't a good call. I don't know what's in Taco Bell meat, but I'm not above thinking it is the dogs. How many cards did you deal?
How many people? The question is, how many people blame me and how many people blame Anthony for messing that up? That was a joke.
Ooh, they're all considering it. They're talking at their table. It's a small group discussion point now. So Josh, you're gonna go first. So you pick up a card and choose the prompt and tell the people what you got.
What my pet is usually thinking.
What your pet is usually thinking.
Yes. Probably Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So these cards are all Bible verses, wildly out of context. If you've seen nothing about the game so far, we're all going to submit the one we think goes best with what my pet is usually thinking. Do you have how many pets do you have?
2.
Dogs?
I do.
What kind of dogs you got?
Chihuahuas.
Oh,
Yeah.
the last thing was too
kidding
close to
now, I
home.
know.
Huh? We should put a rando
so-
card in there.
Take it.
Take it.
We get a new card, right?
We all get a new card.
Cool,
That's
perfect.
right.
Man, these rules, this game is really fun. These rules are really great.
It's so clear. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing.
All right, what do we got?
All right, read them out.
All right. What my pet is usually thinking. Do not cast me away when I am old.
Too soon.
So sad.
A lot of people died. I know who it is. I decide to know nothing.
Stupid times.
I will let you bake your bread over cow dung instead of human excrement. Do I choose?
Did you? Well, you can let the you can narrow
Who do
it
you
down
guys
to-
think? 1, 2, or 3?
So one. I know what I vote for.
It has to be 3 then. That was perfect.
We got 3?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah! Give it up for Tim!
Give me that card.
All right, Andy, you're up. We all
So now
get one
that's a
round.
point? Yeah, he has
Yeah,
a point.
He has a
point.
point.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, and if
Okay,
he
perfect.
wins, he gets every plant in this building.
Wow.
Whoever wins gets all the plants.
All right, Larry the Cucumber turned to Bob the Tomato and said...
Oh.
That's going to be good.
What a prompt.
This is gonna be fun.
Also, you're just laughing at your own... You wrote these.
He didn't write the.
You're over there cracking up.
He didn't write the Bible.
God wrote it.
Who made this product?
What was the thing?
Oh, geez.
Larry the Cucumber turned to Bob the Tomato and said...
That's not what he said.
This is from a show called VeggieTales.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Got it. It had to be their kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Larry the Cucumber turned to Bob the Tomato and said, "You have done things to me that should never be done." Oh my goodness. That's a tough. That's good. The next one says, "I hate all of this." And then the other one, the third one, "Why did I ever come out of the womb?" Oh man.
Larry was going through so much.
He was going through it.
Oh my goodness.
I have to one. That was so obvious. That was such a good one. Number 1.
No!
Cancel me.
If I don't win a point in my own stinking game. Tim, you're up.
Is it my turn? All right.
Trash pile.
2, 3, 4.
Do we pick a color first?
You're on the way.
You should have 7 cards in your hand.
Oh boy. All right. The next chapter of my life could be titled. ... It just says ... That's
okay.
it.
These are really good, Anthony.
Again,
Thanks, Andy.
he didn't write the Bible.
What? You didn't write these?
My name's on the box.
give him
so-
All right.
All right, here you go.
Okay. I'm going to mix them up so I don't know who went first. The next chapter of my life could be titled, "Let's Eat and Drink, for Tomorrow We Die."
Nice.
All right. I got kids, man. The next chapter of my life could be titled, "If this is how you are going to treat me, please go ahead and kill me." Makes a little bit more sense, doesn't it, guys? The next chapter of my life could be called, "Look, I am about to die." Guys!
They're all
Guys!
really heavy.
This is dark. You guys, is there nothing about
The
prospering?
next chapter. The
next chapter.
current chapter is so good. It goes on for
I
so
hope
long.
it's like a long chapter that I'm currently on. All right, guys. I mean, basically they're all the same, and I'm going to be killed. So, what do we got, audience? So I hear overwhelming twos. Number 2. I'm going to say number 2.
You heard 3? You heard 3?
Yeah, I think I heard 3.
If this is how you're going to treat me, please go ahead and kill me.
I'm so excited.
This game is dumb. No one should buy it.
I'm gonna get Brandon.
Okay, here we go. Get Brandon. Mix it up, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
I got.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that much.
You just grab the whole deck.
Just take them all.
Oh man.
Oh, give me a good prompt. I got a good card, Anthony.
Something you might hear on my honeymoon. I didn't want to draw that card.
I could do that one. All right.
Right here. Put her here.
I think that's the one.
Okay.
I just want to sift through and make sure.
It's his game. It's
Something you might hear on my honeymoon. We went to Italy, if that helps for context.
Oh, so sorry.
Did a cruise.
You're sorry?
Something you might hear on my honeymoon. Here's number one. All night long, I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. It's from an adjoining suite. Something you might hear on my honeymoon. I just got married, so I can't come. Something you might hear on my honeymoon. When I lie down, I think, how long before I get up?
These are all great.
All right, audience, 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, I think it's 1 all night long.
This is a good game.
This is a stupid game.
Stupid game.
This is dumb.
I don't like this.
I don't like this game anymore.
Stupid. I don't want to play anyway.
Taking my game and I'm going home.
Can we flip this table?
Hey, who wants a table?
That's a free table.
I don't think you have to clean up now.
Okay, so we got one more thing we're going to do together. This is a little activity that I think Tim and I might do, but I'm going to elicit your guys' help, actually. If you guys would take these cards and just sort of scatter them all over here.
Oh,
Would-
not
just-
Oh, not here, not
Sorry,
here. Got it.
Tim, would be
Okay,
great.
cool.
Just sort of scatter them all over. Again, I want you to...
Like, that's one way.
I want you guys to know what product you're getting when you buy the Bible is Funny, the card game. So what Tim and I are going to do, this is an activity we like to do. We're going to tell a story.
I think
And
you're
at any
supposed to do it
point during this
closer.
story,
up here,
we're going to do a
because I
little
think
improv story. Improv comedy. It's where we make everything up off the top of our head. We do some of that. The group called Isaac Improv. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. So whenever we're telling this story, whenever we run out of words or we forget like what the next thing is that we're going to say, we'll pick up one of these cards. So right in the middle of our sentence or thought, whatever it is, we'll go to these out of context Bible verses for inspiration. Does that sound good? Does everybody feel good? Again, this is so you get familiar with some of the cards, so when you go out there to the merch table and you buy 7 or 8, you know this is what I'm buying. This is what we want you to be familiar with. So what we need is, we just need kind of anything. Like what's your middle name right here? Dan starts with a D. I just need,
Yeah, give it up for Dan.
Give it up. I just need literally any other word starts with a D. Could be anything. Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Dinosaur it is.
Let's do dinosaur. Here we go. Help us. We're going to start the story after 5. Count down with me. Ready?
5,
4,
3, 2, 1.
So Mr. Stegosaurus says to Mr. Brontosaurus, "Hey, Brontosaurus, why are you so old?" And Mr. Brontosaurus says, "'Cause we're all old here. Isn't that funny? What do you think, Triceratops?"
Hey, Sean. Playing with your toys again?
Frank,
or-
these are figurines, okay? Back off. Okay, these are my friends, and they're better friends than you are, I'm just saying. Because my friends, the dinosaurs, would never say something like, "When I lie down, I think, how long before I get up?" Okay? You're always making fun of me for sleeping in.
We have found this man to be a troublemaker.
Yeah.
And I say that because that Stegosaurus looks awful familiar, Sean. Even though you detain me, I will not eat any of your food or your lies.
When you stay at my house, my mom's house, you eat our food, okay, pal? Don't come down here and criticize my figurines. These are my new friends now. I don't need you.
I just find it
You just
interesting.
walked over the brontosauri.
I don't even care. I don't even care. Because you took my Stegosaurus after saying that my pterodactyl wasn't anatomically correct.
Well,
and you know what, Sean?
It
And
said
you know
it.
what?
It said it right on the box. It said, "She roars at me, therefore I hate her."
So my pterodactyl.
She didn't roar at me. She was you she was hating.
You know what, Sean?
What?
Maybe you should think about that. Maybe for once in your life, why do you do such things?
I do such things because I care. Because I care about these creatures. These are... I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, Sean.
No. You were there for me once, a long time ago, and then I remember I was in my room, and you came up and you said, "They have become a burden to me. I'm tired of putting up with them." And I knew you were talking about me. And we knew you were talking about us. So we joined together, and we're a team now. So you can just go, "I called you, but you did not answer." That's right, ghosting you.
Will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me?
Probably for the next couple of minutes, okay? I'm still pretty hurt.
Sean, I can't imagine 1 second without my best friend. And I would give you every one of my dinosaurs exclusively from the Cretaceous period, because the other periods I actually am quite fond of. But I would give you every one of those dinosaurs from that particular Jurassic period, because why did I ever come out of the womb?
See it.
End of story.
Guys, give it up.
Hate all this. Hate it. Hate it.
That was good.
Front row seats. That was excellent.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Well, it's kind of the end of our podcast right now. Can you give it up for Josh and Andy one more time? Yay! They're the best. Are you guys going to hang out?
Yeah, we're
hang out. Okay. So there is I joked about there being a merch table, but there's a real merch table out back in the lobby, and it has all kinds of stuff on it. So we'd love for you to come there, hang out. Josh and Andy will hang out. Tim and I will hang out there. We'd love to say hello. There's like cupcakes and snacks because
Say anything about snacks.
because my wife is the best. And she was like, "You don't have any cupcakes there, and we need that." So they're here, and you can thank Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel!
She's the best.
She got the
Full
biggest clap
stop.
so far.
But sincerely, guys, this was so fun. This was such a fun night. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for all the support, all the love, all the encouragement. It means the world. I love you. We'll see you out there in a couple minutes.
What was that? Oh no, that was again.
Everyone give it up for Anthony!
Yeah!
I thought you were gonna play drums.